So you managed to make it. So you crossed this frozen river in the dark of night. And what happened next?
Yeah, it's like almost like yesterday. It was 2007, March 31st. It's crossing that river with my mother and the one broker, a young man who was helping us to cross. And then as soon as we got there, the first thing I was seeing was my mother being raped just right in front of me. And initially, this broker wanted to rape me, but my mother offered herself. She was saying she just done surgery. She's gonna die if you do. So she offered herself.
Did you even understand what was happening with that? Did you get what rape was and what your mother was doing for you?
I didn't have the vocabulary to know what rape was, because North Korea news is everything is fantastic. In North Korean news, there's not such a little thing as accent or bad. It's all about how our revolution is winning, how our state is winning, how we are creating the socialist paradise. So we don't know what rape is or what crime is. And I've never had a sex education at school. I never even knew what kissing was. So all I remember was I was seeing possibly the worst thing that a person can see without even knowing the context of rape. It looked just horrible. And that was my introduction to sex.
So you could tell it was bad, that you at least could see this is bad. She doesn't want this. This is a hurtful thing.
Of course. It's just so. And I remember my mom was saying, turn around, cover your ears, close your eyes. And she just keeps screaming at me, turn around, close your eyes, and hide your ears. And I was frozen. I couldn't understand what she was saying. What could this possibly be? And eventually, I turned around and I covered my ears. And he was saying, oh, next time I'm still gonna go for her. That broker still wanted me.
And oh my God.
Yeah, I think to me it's still something happened yesterday. And after that, they took us to this apartment. And there, in the light, they checked our teeth and checked our height and even our elbows to see how many years we are, if we are viable or not. And then negotiating our price just in front of our eyes. We just became an animal and less than an animal for them. And they were negotiating to selling us to another human trafficker.
That's unbelievable. I'm so sorry for what you've gone through and you had to watch your mom go through, whose only goal in that moment seems to have been to have protected you. And she did, but there were limits to what she could spare you from. I believe I've heard you say the number that you were sold for, that your mom was sold for. What was the number? And then how did they take you away? They split you up after that?
Yeah, so in this place, they sold us to another human trafficker. And because this trafficker didn't rape me, he could sell me more higher price, because there are many sick perverts in China buying child virginity. So they sold my mom for around $65. 21st century, they sold a human being for $65. And my price was over $270 because I was virgin and I was a lot valuable than her. And I think he was very glad that he didn't rape me because he could make more money out of me. And that, I still remember, I think now actually they were making sure that I was virgin. And that trafficker bought us and took us to a bit inner China. And there I got separated from my mom. They sold my mom first to another trafficker. And I was kept there. And of course, he kept me to rape me. And I felt like hell. And I was sold to another trafficker afterwards. And that's also when I couldn't resist anymore. I got raped there by the third broker.
That's how you lost your virginity in a rape to somebody who had purchased you.
Yeah, but in this rape, there was a deal. I was gonna kill myself. I couldn't take that shame. There's no more meaning. Like I could not live it life anymore. So I put a knife to my neck. I said, I'm gonna jump off this building. I'm gonna kill myself. And he said, if I be raped by him and become his mistress to 13 years old child, he said he could buy my mom back because he was the one who sold my mom to a Chinese farmer, supposedly husband. Of course, he was the owner of my mother. And he said he could help me to find my family and bring my sick father from North Korea to China. And that's when I thought, if I can sacrifice more myself, I can save my family. So that's why I got raped and even killed myself there.
How long were you with this man?
Less than 2 years.
Oh, wow. So it was a couple of years. So let's just spend a minute on the sort of sick, perverted, twisted men, this collection, not all, but this collection of men in China. There's a reason for that. There's a reason there's such a market for child brides and the sale of women. What is it?
So there are also, I never knew I was going to say this because back then I was fantasizing killing this guy every single day with an axe. Like I hated him so much. But the thing is now, as an adult looking back, he was also a victim of the system. The Chinese Communist Party somehow decided that less people is better for the regime. So why don't we come up with a one-child policy? We're going to make sure that abort all the women who had second child, and each family keep the one child. So what Chinese families did is they were aborting girls and they were keeping boys a lot of times. And they were literally, if they gave birth to a girl, by secretly they would kill the child. They flip them up and they murdered these little girls. And they kept the boys because that one child was the only thing they could keep. If they had second, they would get punished and you cannot keep a second child. So now there's more than 30 million Chinese men cannot find wives because there are not just enough women to go around for them. And here they demand North Korean sex slaves for their needs.
Like many people, I am eating healthier these days, trying to. And that's why I love good olive oil. And by good, I mean fresh. Olive oil packs the most flavor and the healthiest nutrients when it's fresh from the farm. And that's the problem with supermarket olive oils. They're not fresh. They can sit on the shelf for months, growing stale and stale and still staler. This is why I like my olive oil direct from small award-winning farms thanks to a guy named TJ Robinson. This really is a deal changer. Also known as the olive oil hunter. When I tasted TJ's farm fresh oils, I fell in love with their vibrant, grassy flavors. They're delicious on salads, veggies, pasta, fish, meat, you name it. As an introduction to his fresh pressed olive oil club, TJ's willing to send you a full-size bottle worth $39 of one of the world's finest artisanal olive oils for just $1 to help him cover shipping. Best of all, there's never a commitment to buy anything, and you can cancel your membership at any time. Get your free $39 bottle for just $1 in shipping and taste the difference freshness makes. Go to harvestfreshnow.com. Harvestfreshnow.com for a free bottle and pay just $1 in shipping. Harvestfreshnow.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.